Hello, welcome back to another video here at the Caramel Sype channel. Today I'm going to show you what my settings for OBS are. Now, I wouldn't really say that these are the best settings for OBS, but these are the best settings for my PC. So if you use the Acer Nitro N50, you're gonna want to use these exact settings that I'm using right now. And for other more high-end PCs, if you want good performance while you're playing games and you want a smooth experience while recording as well, these are going to be the settings you are going to want to look at. Now, first, go into the settings and click on the video tab. Now, the base canvas resolution is going to be whatever resolution you're using in your actual settings and what your screen is capturing. Down here in the output scale resolution is going to be whatever you want OBS to record in. So right here, I have put my max resolution in my settings, which is 2K. And then I've also done so that OBS will also record in 2K. Now this is for both streaming and video recording, so there's not really much difference. Now, if these two resolutions are different, for example, if the output scale resolution is lower than the base canvas or opposite, you could use a downscale filter. And if you are using a downscale filter, I would recommend using the Lanczos downscaling filter. Now, on the frames, I would recommend using 60 frames per second, especially if you're gaming and watching other YouTube videos. But for podcasts and stuff, I mean, you could use 60, but like, it works best with 30. Now go over to the output tab, and for both streaming and recording, you want to be using the video encoder NVIDIA NVENC H264. The rescale output, I haven't really done much about that because it doesn't really matter too much. The encoder settings are going to be CBR on the rate control. And you want to put the bitrate to 24,000 kbps. The keyframes interval are going to be on 0. And the preset can be from P5 to P7. I would not recommend going any lower than P5, as the lower you go and the further towards P1 you go, the lower the quality. Yes, you will have a faster performance, but using P5 to P7 is what I would recommend. Now on the tuning, I would recommend that you use high quality. If you see that you can use max quality, do not use that, because I do not recommend that. High quality is good enough. Just don't go to max quality. On the multipass, you want your full resolution to be equipped right here in the multipass mode, and in the profile, I'm using high. Now the GPU is going to be on 0, and the max B-frames are going to be on 2. Now go over to recording, and recording format, it doesn't really matter what you put here, because in advanced, if you go over to the recording right here, you can see that it says automatically remux to MP4, which is the most compatible recording file, because it allows you to use this file in any editing software that you use. It doesn't matter what you're using. If you're using DaVinci Resolve like me, or if you're using something else, Clipchamp, whatever you're using, because then it will automatically be remixed to MP4. Now, if you had this put to the actual MP4 file, you see fragmented MP4 isn't actually the MP4, but I just have that because it does not really matter too much as long as you don't have the actual MP4 file. Now, if you didn't have this remixing and you used the MP4 as recording format, if OBS crashed or anything went wrong, you would lose this file. So do not use MP4. Instead, go over here and check that this is applied, automatically remix to MP4, and then it will turn into an MP4 file after your recordings. Now this does take a little bit of time. Now this varies from how long the file is or how much space it is. And yeah, so but it doesn't take all that much time really. Like I had a 2-hour recording that I unfortunately had to scrap because I was still learning how to do 2K recordings, but now I've actually fixed that. And it actually didn't take too long before it turned into a MP4 file, surprisingly, even if I had been recording that video for 2 hours. And that also all depends on your PC and stuff like that. Now, if you go to the audio encoder, it's going to be FFmpeg AAC. At least that's what I'm using. Pretty much the only one that I can use. And for those people that actually can't see all this stuff, it's because in the output mode, you have it on simple and you want to switch it over to advanced. Then use the type standard and you will be able to see all this. The rescale output, I haven't really done much about this. And I had it on enabled, but when I disabled it, I realized it didn't really do much. Now down here in the encoder settings, once again, the rate control is going to be CBR. The bit rate is going to be 24,000. And the keyframe interval is again going to be 0 seconds. Preset from P5 to P7. Tuning, high quality, multipass mode, full resolution. And the profile is going to be high. Again, GPU is going to be 0 and max keyframes is going to be at 2. At least this is what I'm using and what I feel is comfortable using for my PC. Now, you want to go over to this audio tab inside of output, which is usually ignored. But what you want is to put your audio bitrate to 320, which is the maximum bitrate. So the audio really sounds good compared to that 160 bitrate. Now I've actually showed you everything, and now you can finally click apply and OK, and your settings will now be saved. So now you know exactly what settings I am using for OBS to record my recordings, and I really hope this helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.